If you caught our last episode, you know we got stuck into that dirty job of cutting the rust from the inner sills and the floor of the Renault 5 GT Turbo. It was messy, but necessary. Now, for the exciting part, putting the metal back in. In this episode, we'll be replacing the sills, front jack point, rear jack points, and the floor. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome back to Renault 5 Rebuild.
Before we start welding, everything has to be lined up properly. That means a lot of test fitting, measuring, clamping, and adjusting over and over and over again.
The first area that we worked on were the rear jack points. We decided to start here, mainly due to access. As soon as you attach the sills, it's very difficult to get to other parts.
So the rear jack point, we've actually just drilled a load of holes and punched them out the side, ready to paddle weld those in. This is the first piece of metal that we're actually replacing, so it's a bit of a monumental moment for us.
It's not glamorous work, but doing the prep right makes the welds and the final finish so much better. And to be honest, I wasn't convinced by those paddle welds, so we ended up lat welding as well. We then turned our attention to the front jack points. Again, a lot of preparation was required.
We're going to tack as many of those bits at the top. So these ones, as much as we possibly can. What we've also done is this front jack point, we've clamped in to where we think it needs to go roughly. Tap these flaps so they actually fit so much better. And what we're going to do is we're going to tack weld this in and then just weld that on. Right, time to do the inner sill and also this front jack point. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick the outer sill on top just to see if it actually fits. And whilst we're doing that, I'm sure my dad will carry on hitting things with hammers just to make sure that they do actually truly fit. So that's our next part. Like a glove.
Hey guys, today we're going to be drawing the insides of the car. Down here, not sure if you guys can see, down here. That is where we're drawing on a piece of paper so that we can put like the right size piece of metal in.
Like Imogen said, we're actually going to template the floor out. So what I'm actually doing is just using my finger basically to rub along the edges of the metal here to actually find the actual edges that we want to cut with the metal. I think that's good. There's a sheet of metal. Well, it's not, it's a sheet of paper, which is going to be the sheet of metal. So what we've done now is we've taken the actual template that we actually took from the car, laid it down directly on top of some metal, and now we're going to cut it out.
Now we're going to see if the metal fits. That's what it looks like. Show.
Not bad. All right, so cleaned up the new piece of metal that I'm going to be welding in, and also cleaned up the actual area that I'm going to be welding as well. The other thing that I actually have done is cleaned out all this and just put some anti-rust spray followed by some top primer on here as well. Right, time to get welding in. I purchased some of these clamps from Amazon. It cost me £10 for 10 clamps. They are absolutely fantastic. Another real good purchase for myself. Basically, it allows you to pop the thin piece of metal here in between the gaps and tighten it, closing the actual metal that you want to weld against the original metal. Hope that made sense. Okay, so after a lot of banging around, I think it is finally ready for me to actually weld. Everything's as flat as it possibly can and is curving along the same sort of lines as the actual foot pan. Give it a bit of a clean up and then I'm ready to go. Run out of gas. It's not pretty, but it's not going anywhere. Okay, I really wanted to get that outer sill on for you guys, but it's a bit of a heat wave at the moment. I have been out there sweating away, and to be honest, I'm just not going to manage to get that outer sill on in time for this video to get out for the weekend. I'm really sorry. It means there'll be a part 3 coming out, and I'll try to get that out as quick as possible in between holidays and kids and all that. So thanks so much for watching the part 2. Part 2 will be out as soon as possible. Thanks, guys.